which she signed a multi-million-dollar contract for to get paid and do publicity for. This is what you call adult responsibility and accountability. And her actions.
And you can have that in your persona, but when you come out and the freedom of speech was to condemn the very thing that you're paid to build? Are you kidding me?
What if Disney's most iconic princess role, Snow White, turned into a real-life disaster? That's exactly what's unfolding behind the scenes of Disney's newest live-action remake of the legendary 1937 classic. Usually, anything with that shiny Disney label
What
is
if
a
one of the most
guaranteed
iconic
moneymaker.
roles in Disney's history,
But this
Snow
time,
White,
it's
turned
turning
into a
heads for all
real-life
the wrong
nightmare for
reasons.
everyone involved?
And here's the question
That's exactly
got
what's going
people
down behind the
spiraling
scenes with
online.
Disney's latest
Could Rachel
live-action
Zegler,
remake of the
Disney's
beloved
newest leading
1937
lady,
classic.
actually be on the hook to
And
pay back millions after the movie's epic box office crash? Sounds crazy, right? But wait, this drama runs deeper than the evil queen's obsession with mirrors. Let's dive into the numbers, because this mess is next level. Disney threw down a jaw-dropping $270 million to bring this remake to life. That's more than what some small countries make in a year. Expectations were through the roof. I mean, this film was supposed to be the glamorous modern version of Walt Disney's very first animated masterpiece, the one that built the entire empire. But instead of a box office fairy tale, Snow White turned into a full-blown cautionary tale. Opening weekend only dragged in $43 million in the US, and the global total barely limped past $87 million. For a studio that's used to cashing in billions from their live-action flicks, this was beyond embarrassing. People behind the scenes are panicking, fingers are pointing, and the internet is buzzing with theories. Is Rachel getting unfairly blamed? Is Disney rethinking everything? This isn't just a flop, it's a major dent in the Disney crown. Don't miss the next bombshell in this wild saga. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share this madness with someone who needs the tea. It was a full-blown disaster, and trust, Disney's top dogs are freaking out. Behind the scenes at Disney HQ, pure chaos. Insiders say it's been non-stop emergency meetings with execs scrambling to figure out how this billion-dollar dream spiraled into a PR and box office nightmare. And here's where it gets downright wild. Word is Rachel Zegler, the 23-year-old star who was supposed to be Disney's golden girl, is now taking the heat for everything. Yup, she was handpicked to lead the studio's bold new era, to modernize a beloved classic. And now, she's being painted as the biggest liability Disney's had in years. Think about that. They launched her as the face of this franchise, expecting her to carry the magic. But instead of rising to the occasion, her name's now linked with one of Disney's most embarrassing box office disasters. It's that serious. So what went wrong? How did Rachel go from fresh-faced newcomer to allegedly having Disney's legal team digging through her contract, looking for ways to claw back some of her paycheck? Well, it all started with those interviews, and they did not sit right with fans. Zegler made waves for all the wrong reasons when she openly trashed the 1937 original. She called it extremely dated and took direct jabs at the love story at the heart of it all. In one now infamous interview, she even joked that the prince was a stalker and made fun of Snow White's dream of finding true love. "We didn't do that this time," she said, brushing off the fairy tale romance like it was a joke. The backlash? Instant and brutal. Fans felt betrayed, Disney was caught off guard, and the internet exploded with criticism. Want more behind-the-scenes drama? Smash that subscribe, drop a comment, and share this wild story, because it's only getting messier from here. She claimed the new Snow White was all about leadership and independence, not romance. Some praised her for giving the character a bold, modern edge, but a whole lot of folks weren't buying it. Fans who grew up loving the original felt she was throwing shade at the heart and soul of the story. And let's be real, if your target audience is hardcore Disney lovers, calling their favorite classic weird is not how you win them over. Even the interviewer seemed confused, saying, "I know you've told me before that your version of Snow White is different, more of a 2022 version." But instead of winning people over with fresh energy, her words only made things worse, and it didn't stop there. Rachel didn't just ruffle feathers with her take on the character. She also sparked serious controversy with her political views. These days, celebs speaking out isn't anything new, but Zegler's approach? Super blunt and super polarizing. She made headlines when she slammed former President Donald Trump, writing online that she hoped he and his supporters never know peace. That comment lit social media on fire. And just when things couldn't get hotter, she tweeted in support of Palestine, saying, "And always remember, free Palestine." Now, whether you agree with her or not, here's the thing. Disney's brand is built on mass appeal. They want families, kids, and audiences from all walks of life to feel comfortable watching their movies. So when their lead actress starts trending over political drama, right when the trailer drops, you already know execs were sweating bullets. According to insiders, Disney was shocked by the wave of backlash her posts triggered. They weren't ready for the storm, and it hit hard. Want more raw Hollywood chaos and behind-the-scenes leaks? Tap that subscribe, drop your take in the comments, and share this tea with someone who needs the scoop. One insider dropped a bombshell. Disney allegedly had to bring in extra security for Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen and is openly pro-Israel, after Rachel Zegler's tweet reportedly triggered threats aimed at her co-star. Yeah, things got that serious. And behind the scenes, it was total chaos. Sources say Disney's top execs were so worried about Zegler's public image spiraling out of control, they actually flew big shot producer Mark Platt straight to New York for a face-to-face sit-down. His mission? Get her to cool it, clean up the headlines, and shift the spotlight back to the movie. But here's where the drama really hits the fan. Zegler apparently refused to delete her controversial posts. She stood firm, telling them she had every right to speak her truth, no matter the heat. That bold move didn't just rattle Disney. It reportedly caused serious friction with her co-star Gal Gadot. Word is, their political views clashed hard, and let's just say, things got icy on set. By the time the movie hit theaters, all eyes were on the off-screen mess, not the film. The internet was exploding with drama, and fans barely cared about the fairy tale. The scandal had already stolen the spotlight. So where does that leave Rachel now? According to multiple insiders, things might get real messy, legally. Disney's legal team is rumored to be digging through her contract, looking at morality clauses and possible PR performance triggers. If they find anything, they could try to claw back part of her paycheck to cover losses. And we're talking serious losses here, over $100 million gone. For a company like Disney, that's a disaster. And with Zegler's name tied to every controversy, she's become the perfect scapegoat. If Disney moves forward, this could change how Hollywood handles talent forever. Want the next twist in this insane saga? You already know what to do. Subscribe, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this with someone who lives for the drama. But let's not get it twisted. Rachel Zegler isn't the only one catching heat. The movie itself has been roasted from all sides for pushing away its most loyal fans. Die-hard lovers of the original were not feeling the decision to ditch the iconic seven dwarfs and replace them with CGI-generated magical gnomes. Yep, you read that right, gnomes. Many saw it as a direct response to actor Peter Dinklage's past critique of how dwarfism was portrayed in the 1937 film. But to a lot of folks, it felt like a lazy, confusing move that stripped away a huge part of the story's soul. Worse still, the attempt to modernize the classic ended up backfiring big time. Fans said the heart, the magic, the charm, all of it got lost in translation. Whether it was political overcorrection or just a tone-deaf reboot, the final product just didn't hit. It fell flat with almost every audience it was meant to impress. And let's talk about the marketing, or should we say, the lack of it. Insiders noticed that Disney's promo campaign was oddly quiet, like the studio already saw the writing on the wall. Tickets didn't even go live until 2 weeks before release. Seriously? That's unheard of for a film this big. And the premiere? Don't even get us started. There was barely any press access, no major interviews with Zegler or Gadot, and the red carpet felt more like a ghost town than a Hollywood event. It didn't scream confidence, it screamed damage control. Now that the dust's starting to settle, one thing's crystal clear. This Snow-White mess is far from over. Disney is facing a massive identity crisis. They're stuck between honoring their legacy and chasing modern trends. And this flop proves that doing both isn't as easy as it sounds. And as for Zegler, her path forward is rocky. Can she recover from this PR nightmare, or did her time as Disney's Golden Girl crash before it even took off? But here's the kicker. Disney's response to this whole train wreck, it's been straight up nuclear. Don't miss what they might pull next. Hit that subscribe, drop your take in the comments, and share this story before the next headline explodes. Looks like the mouse